Kyrie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem. Kyrie Jesu Domine.
Good morning and happy Thursday to everybody. You know, with this current situation we're in, you can lose track of days. One day becomes another day and they all get a vanilla quality to them, which is not bad. It just makes every day feel like a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Nothing sets it off with the drudgery of a Monday, the excitement of a Friday, or the weekend. Especially now with worship. So you can worship on your own, but community worship, which is so vital, and that being part of people's lives, it's odd to say the least. Drinking a little coffee and a little water. Anyway, today's gospel is part 2 of the road to Emmaus. Our two disciples, Cleopas and the other, there was some speculation yesterday. Could it be his wife? Could be. Doesn't say. Just identifies him. Doesn't identify their gender unless it does in the Greek, and I never looked at that. Maybe I'll have to after I'm done with this little 5-minute spot. It could be. Could be a husband and wife walking along, or it could be two men. Who knows? You know, I've stayed at home. The two guys went to Jerusalem for whatever. Don't know. Anyway, they're telling the story of meeting Jesus on the road and how they recognized him in the breaking of the bread. They didn't recognize him by face. And he suddenly appears in their midst. And everyone freaks out and thinks it's a ghost. And he shows them his hands and side. And I think that's, I made a point about this in the homily yesterday. And it bears repeating because I thought about it a lot yesterday afterwards. Sometimes you're preaching and things come out of your mouth on a weekday, because I don't plan my weekday homilies much. I just give them a little thought beforehand. You think, oh, wow, that actually was pretty insightful, and you're surprised. You realize, God is speaking through you in a very generic way, not a, specific prophetic message or anything like that. But the illumination of the Holy Spirit to see something more clearly and distinctly that maybe you knew before, but you didn't take time to ponder. And it's the pondering that makes the difference. Because all of a sudden you think, that is actually very interesting. And the point I made was this. The risen Christ is not known by his face. The risen Christ is known by his actions. And that's pretty jarring, because we know people by face. I mean, we have facial recognition technology. On social media, you can be tagged in pictures you didn't even know you were in because Facebook recognizes you and can identify you in other people's pictures. And if Facebook can do that, you better believe there's whole other groups that can do that. Probably law enforcement. Every public camera we can be identified on if it need be. In fact, there's a service that does it now. That's not a bad or good thing. That's just reality. But risen Jesus is not identified by his face. He's identified first by breaking bread. He's not even recognized by the women in Matthew when they leave the tomb until he says, "Do not be afraid." And they recognize him in the speaking to him. But Luke makes it clear that the actions reveal Jesus, and so does John. What are the actions? Breaking bread. He celebrates the Eucharist with Cleopas and the other disciple. And then when he appears in the room today, he reveals his hands and side. I think that's interesting because there is the Paschal mystery reminder. His passion and the Eucharist, which we just celebrated. We just celebrated Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday, which is a Paschal mystery. Also, don't forget Ascension Thursday. That's the central mystery of our faith, and the central, reality of our faith. And that's where the risen Christ points back to. So anyway, it's interesting to reflect on the actions of Jesus, and his words, not his face, are what identify him. And perhaps that's the way it is meant to be for us as disciples. Our actions and our words identify us as disciples of Christ, not merely appearing as one. Anyway, blessed Easter, everybody. It is Happy Thursday, so sure happy it's Thursday. Have a great day. Bye.